Carolinus Asimov, level 7, cycle 207, month 12, day 21. Difficulty? Normal. There's nothing higher than this. It is just normal. Alrighty then. It has been a while. We need to have a quick peek at what we were doing. I'm assuming we're not fighting with Tritakian. It has been a while. It's been a while. Okay. We've got an officer who's got skill with NG weapon mastery and has got a steady personality. Maybe worth us taking. Maybe worth us taking. My wife's biggest fan. Hey, mate. I'm a little ashamed to admit I just now figured out that I don't need to hit the 1-bit cheer 50 times. This opens all kinds of doors. Oh, bless. No. Truth be told, I imagine outside of like making message art with special bits, I imagine most creators prefer to receive the notification of 1 bit bomb of a certain amount rather than 50 notifications of 1 bit each. Just because depending on their sound bites, that can end up being crazy spammy. But yes. That's so cute. How you doing, mate? Right. What are the 3 laws that Asimov follows? Well, as in Carolinus Asimov. What 3 laws would they follow? I mean, do as you would be done by, and be done by as you do is a good catch-all rule, I guess. I mean, if we're going for meme-ish answers, then probably don't look at explosions, hand shot first, and so should you. And red makes things go faster. Shahana May, thank you very much for the raid there. Talking about. And Boopaloo, thank you very much for the 15 months. 15 months subbed. My sub baby is growing up. Aw. Cute. I took a guess on what 3 laws were being discussed. It was an honest guess. That's fair enough. But our fleet, we've currently got a mothballed Elof heater, which is grand, truly. But we also need to name our officer. I haven't named them yet. Have we named all of the ships? I think we have. Yes, we've named all of our ships so far. Your discount cheers are beautiful, Bilal. Truly, a work of art. Let us have a quick look. Now, in terms of my personal captainship, I think this is fine for now. Rolling with the hammerhead, but we do have someone else currently flying our light support carrier. We are going to need names for them, and I'm thinking there is no reason for me to not take the next officer. So let's go ahead and hire them. Promote to ship command. A junior officer, Ocean Proxima, has distinguished himself recently and is worthy of consideration for the command of a ship. In combat, this officer will favor a balanced approach, with tactics matching the current situation. That's okay. It's food. I didn't ban you. If I'd banned you, you wouldn't be back. I put you in timeout so that you'd have a few moments to marshal your emotions and calm yourself. I hope you're feeling a little bit better now. Forewarned is forearmed. If I ban someone, they're never coming back. Because if it got so bad that I felt they needed to be banned, I don't second guess myself with that sort of thing. If it's happened, it is now in stone for all eternity. The sort of stone that doesn't wear down with the passage of eons or oceans. Time itself will run out before that stone crumbles. I'm very pleased to say that I think outside of bots, only one person has ever been banned. And they are still banned to this day. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and promote this officer. I see no reason, no downside to this. It'll cost me a story point, but I've got 18. So, Abyssalite. Maybe. Right, okay, let's go in and make the acquaintance of our new officer and also find a ship for them. Now, they are more an energy weapon type. I'm thinking that you may be the better weapon for them. You've got some light autocannons, but loads of pulse lasers. And you got a couple of... you got some Talon interceptors on board as well. I think it might be good. Oh, and Aavak's anger is to paraphrase Stranger in a Strange Land. I don't get angry often, but when I do, it is a black emotion. Anger is reserved for people that matter a lot, though. Like, banning someone isn't something I do because I'm angry with them. No. If I'm angry with you, I probably loved you like a brother. I saw myself in you, and the absolute hatred I feel is as much directed as me as towards you at that point. Anger is not something I feel easily. And I like it that way. Right. Let's go ahead. I think we're going to have you in here. Also, I can mentor you. Do I want you to be aggressive? No. I'm actually kind of happy with you being steady. But let's go ahead and mentor, because this is going to increase the speed that you level up. Also, I mean, it does cost me a skill point, but it also gives me more skills that I can give you. I cannot imagine an angry Aavak. Indeed. And that's the way I like it. I don't have reason or opportunity to be angry often in my life. The mere existence of ferret is a great defense against anger. I just remind myself, yeah, ferrets exist in the world. You know what? All of the shenanigans going on in front of me that might otherwise make me angry, yeah, seems less important now. I feel Aavak is more of the I'm not mad, I'm disappointed kind of guy. Yeah, maybe. I don't think we want to change you up. I think I'm happy with you being a steady commander. And who got banned? No one. That's what we were talking about. Like, bans are incredibly rare, thankfully. And I put a large part of that down to the community itself. There's a lot of self-policing, I notice, and don't see it. I am massively appreciative of it. The Dapplings grow in a garden that at the very beginning of my content creation career, journey, odyssey, one might say, I invested a great deal of time in nurturing and helping that garden to grow. But at this point, the garden takes care of itself. There is a perfect balance of wild flowers and fruit-bearing berry bushes and trees, and everything is in harmony. And when an insidious element introduces itself, it quickly gets choked by the wild flowers and it dies off. Or it kind of integrates itself with the wildflowers. It learns from them how to grow, where to grow. Beautiful briar roses all over the place. It's quite lovely, and it kind of oldie worldy cottagecore slash more of a dark cottagecore, I would say. It's the sort of place where it's a lovely place to wander and read a book, maybe indulge in a tipple of something a little bit stronger than tea, and only occasionally do you think, I'm looking down this pathway and it looks a little bit darker than you should, really, based on the position of the sun. I will probably be eaten by a grue. Very occasionally. But the grue would be extra polite while it was devouring you. Marvellous. Right, okay, we need names. We need 2 names specifically. So, let's go ahead and unlock the name requests. In 5, 4, a 3, and indeed a 2 and a 1. If anyone has got any Dapper Ducats left, which I wouldn't be too surprised if they did not, given the way the things have been going. I think I may actually have drained the Dapper Ducats. Oh, no, there we are. Flying Lima Beans and Tiersman again. Hello, welcome back. I think we've already got you in here, haven't we? Maybe we didn't yet. No, we do not. Okay, fair enough. Right, Jordan Demos. I like the name Jordan, but it is time for us to discover your secret name, your Jellicle name. Flying Lima Beans, welcome. Additionally, our latest recruit, the steady Tiersman. Or Terraceman. I'm never quite certain how to pronounce your name, I've got to be honest. Okay. Well done, Song Swift Eye. Sadly, you did not get in time, but don't worry. Your points have been refunded. You will have them to spend later on. Right, okay, so with that done, time for us to find out where we're going. My lord, the beginning of this stream has been a bit of a rambly one. We've got a couple of events going down. We've found a gate. I'm not really sure what we need to do with those. Not really sure what we do with them. We've got 2 contacts. We've got 2 quests. We've got nothing local going on. We've got a railroad deposit reasonably far away. Don't really care to look for that, though. If I'm honest, I'm inclined to just take this off my list of items. But, you know, if we're absolutely looking for something like that, maybe I'll go there. I don't know. But once we've surveyed that system, I'll probably just take it off my list. Don't care for the missions. Oh, the Analyzed Domain Era probe has been withdrawn. Either because someone has completed it, or because it's no longer desired. CEO of Alcorp. I don't want to put my name up because other people deserve a chance. That's so incredibly kind of you. And see what I'm saying about the garden? Bit of nurturing early on makes all the difference. I think most of us love the rambles, Aavak. Oh, I can't imagine why, but I'm somewhat relieved to hear it. That looks like a bit of danger for me. How about you? Oh, that's just a pirate base. Okay. Are there any that are reasonably easy? That's only got 9 days remaining. And is more than 9 days away. Well, actually, it is exactly 9 days away if I can have a perfect burn towards it. But no. We can't take on a pirate base right now. A Luddic Path base has been noted, however. Let's have a look for bounties that I think we could handle. I guess this one might be something we could handle. It's quite a messed up fleet compared to ours, which is, you know, actually starting to come together. We've got a decent little fleet here. Decent little fleet. Got some freight capabilities and definitely some troop capabilities as well. Honestly, if we got this cruiser up and running, we could take on quite a few things, but right now I don't think we're quite there. Well, that being said, if I could pick up some supplies so I could repair it, maybe. How much have I got in my hold? What kind of weapons have I got? All right, we've got an okay amount of weapons. Well, other options. I think Cantor's Den is currently a little bit messed up because we raided it. I think that's one of the things we did at the end of the last stream. We could investigate some of the other areas. If we can find a Luddic Path area, I wouldn't mind raiding them, but their fleets can be dangerous. So we might have to bide our time with picking on the Luddic Path, but pirates are definitely available for us to pick on. Hey, Splat, how you doing, mate? Welcome, raiders, lords and ladies of the castle there. Hello. How are you doing, buddy? What were you playing? You're playing Project Zomboid. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did pop in briefly a couple of hours ago now. Spent all day getting munched on by zombies. Well, I mean, that does happen. I mean, as I don't recall how difficult Project Zomboid is. It's been so long since I last played. But I have been feeling the urge of late. I've seen a couple of people playing it, and I've been considering returning. But I have been trying to keep from starting new series because I've got a bad habit of that. Right. I think we might... Well, you know what? We could have a look for some supplies. If I can get a place with cheap supplies, and Nova Maxios does have cheap supplies, 1,000 of them, in fact, we can perhaps pick up. Yeah, how about we go to Nova Maxos, grab some of those cheap supplies, then maybe even go up to Thule and sell some of them. We've got a decent cargo capacity. That being said, actually, maybe not. Where would this be best sold at? Sphinx. I mean, we stole this, so technically wherever we sell it is fine. Let's make our way over there and just get underway. I was heading here to get fuel and peeps for a cheap price. Yeah, I could totally believe that. I do need to get some more peeps, yeah. Absolutely. And the cheapest place to buy would be Luddic Path. Really? Umbra Pirates are not too bad. Umbra Pirates are actually pretty good. But yeah, first let's go get some supplies. But how are all of the peeps from the Nerd Castle this evening? Did you enjoy watching Splat get munched on by zombies? That's always the important question. It is not whether munching happened, it's whether the munching was enjoyable. They enjoyed it suspiciously too much. Yeah, funny how that happens, isn't it, Splat? Like, oh no, this is like literally the worst I've ever played this game, and yet chat seems really happy about how badly I failed. I don't even. I was questioning whose team they were on. Well, you know, maybe they've decided that during the zombie apocalypse, they'd probably be one of the first ones to fall. So really, they've got a vested interest in the zombies doing well. It's like, I'm probably going to be one of them, so I hope you don't survive too well. Otherwise, I go hungry. There we are. We've managed to repair a compromised storage. Oh, very, very nice. So we'll have a little bit of room for those supplies. Let's have a look then. Nice and cheap. I don't actually have that much room here. Only 104. Where I could sell it for 202. Nachikita. Are we there? Almost. Almost. Okay, well, I'll grab as much of this as I can. And you know what? I will pay the tariff. As much as it goes against my better judgment, I will do it this once. Do I want to sell anything off? Right now, I kind of don't want to, but at the same time, I probably should. Whilst we're here, I can arm this vessel, even though I am not going to unmothball it. Now, this does a few things. One, it reserves the weapons that I'm going to want to put on it. And two, it frees up a bunch of space, because large and medium weapons do actually take quite a chunky bit of room. I could grab an ion beam. Like, I only want owned for now. I'm not as keen on the graviton beam. But the ion beam, absolutely. The ion beam is able to fire more and more destructive EMP arcs through shields as the target's hard flux levels go up, at a hefty cost for the firing ship. Whereas the graviton beam, an atypical beam weapon, which is highly effective versus shields, excellent range, but the damage per second ratio is to armor is subpar. Gravitic effects slow and push target off course. The effect is minor and is more noticeable for fighters and missiles. You know what? I guess I could have these either side, since they've got similar ranges. And then in here I could, like, because I could have mining lasers either side, but pulse laser there. Right now, the main thing for me is just getting these items out of my inventory. I could go for tactical lasers. I mean, that's a punchy little thing there. Let's grab 2 point defense lasers, 2 mining lasers for point defense as well. Have we got any big... Oh, wow, we've got so many guns. No wonder I've got no room in my cargo. I know, right? Is there? This was a nice fight. This was worth the story point I think I had to pay to get it. We've got heavy maulers. Nice, range 1000. We've got a hyper velocity driver as well. Yeah, we could make this thing able to punch out to quite a range. And then some missiles as well. I could go for torpedoes as finisher weapons, but I could also have anti-fighters. Yeah, let's go with anti-fighters. I kind of feel like this ship is going to get swarmed by fighters, so having weapons, some swarmers on it will help out a bit. Currently, we've got the 14th battle group, so better armor overall. Insulated engine assembly, so that it's got a smaller profile, sensor profile. Actually, the sensor profile is quite low now. No worries for a train. Take care, buddy. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Even if you're not caught up with the VODs, I really appreciate you dropping in just to say hello. Means a lot to me, mate. Thank you. See you around. We'll probably wake up to you still streaming. There is a decidedly good chance of that being the case, yes. All right. Now, it doesn't really matter. I don't need to actually hook this up just yet. But just for the sake of seeing what we could do, at best we'd get 866. Which is not great. And we'll fill that in as well. See, annoyingly, this is going to keep complaining, though, that I've got points to spend. So let me dump something in here. I could get this high resolution set. This is a cruiser, so we'd get an extra 100 on our sensors, which isn't a small thing. That's actually quite a beefy thing to have. But realistically, we'd probably want something like reinforced bulkheads just to make sure that we never ever lose this. 40% on that hull is pretty beefy. This would give us an extra 90 dissipation as well. We'll pop that in. I don't know if they're actually going to help us whilst the ship is mothballed. But maybe it will. Maybe it will. Right now, the top speed is super low. This does have maneuvering jet as its special ability. So adding in additional thrusters wouldn't help us with this one. Or at least it would kind of be a waste. But there we go. That should have freed up a fair chunk of space. Indeed it did. Okay, so I'll grab a couple more of these. There we go. Now, what do we got here? Stabilized shields. Oh, tempting. Stabilized shields is an amazing mod to put on your ships. Why is it saying mothballed? Because it's mothballed currently. It's basically... Okay, the way to imagine mothballed. Shadowstar. Aavak, one of your ships has a medium energy weapon in its primary slot that can hold a large. You just got a large one in the recent fight. Oh, okay, Shadowstar. I'll double check that. Thank you for pointing that out. But the way that mothball works, normally a ship crew will be crewed by a skeleton crew. Typically, you at least have a minimum amount of staff that have to be on board to keep everything running optimally, ready for combat. It has supplies, it's got fresh uniforms, it's got spare parts, it's got food, it's got fuel, it's got coolant, it's got backups for some certain important systems, and that costs a reasonable amount of supplies to keep running, because just operating through a day costs supplies. Your crew need to maybe go through food, obviously. They might need replacements of their uniforms. Like, you know, you can imagine working down in the certain areas of the ship, and some things just get ripped and torn. Well, you can't have your crew walking around in shoddy uniforms, my lord. What kind of barbarism is that? You've also got to make sure they've at least got enough tea for 3 people per person per day. At least. I mean, come on. Seriously, though. As much as I'm making a joke about that, at least this is the case with the British Navy. The Navy is some of the best fed and watered people in the armed forces. Because you do not want to know what happens when a load of men on a tin can don't get good food. For 6 months at a time. That is bad news, bears. They say the army marches on its stomach, but that has got nothing on the Navy. And I can only imagine starships are even worse. Why am I keeping it mothballed? Because I don't yet have the crew to fully staff it. We are going to be going and picking up more crew, but we don't yet have that. The Navy floats on its stomach. Yeah, see, that whole analogy kind of breaks down a little bit. But yeah, submarines even more so. Like, the basic rations on a submarine are kind of amazing. Well, I mean, I say amazing, you know, depending on your means, it might not be anything compared to the caviar sandwiches that you have in the morning. But, like the savage you are, caviar sandwiches, my lord. Delicate slices of French toast, people. My goodness. But, nevertheless, they eat well. Because if they didn't, mutiny. It's the long and short of it. You don't feed your Navy well, they are not your Navy for very long. But yeah, currently, you know, a normal ship has a certain amount of supplies. A mothball ship literally has only enough stuff going on with it to keep it from tearing itself apart when it engages its thrusters. It probably doesn't even have crew on board running those things. It might have like 5 people just making sure that the red lights aren't flashing, but that's it. Its drives are slaved to one of the other ships in the fleet. When it engages its drive, the mothball ship engages its drive. It might even actually be being towed. You might have tug drones pushing it or pulling it where it's going. You know, so it's in the least amount of resources required to keep it from not dying and just breaking apart in space. What do you mean? They're literally in the sea. There should be caviar everywhere. Well, I mean, Lady Sheila does actually have a fairly good point. All right, we're going to be buying the Stabilized Shields mod spec because, I mean, obviously reduces the amount of soft flux raised shields generate per second by 50%. Doesn't affect the hard flux, but just keeping your shields up is now half as expensive as normal. And that is a huge thing to have. We will buy that. Yes. The Assault mod spec? I'm not sure. Increases the ship's hull integrity by 10%, armor by 5, and flux capacity by 10. While trying to engage enemies and otherwise act as a combat ship in battle. I mean, that might actually be useful at some point, but I'm not going to grab it just yet. Womp. There we go. We have now learned that hull mod. Does the black market have any good hull mods? No, the black market does not. That is a shame. The black market, though, does have some more... Well, we can't actually grab any more of that, so it's not a problem. All right. I think we're good. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, there's been shipping disruption here. Oh, it's only... Oh, no. I was going to say it's only affecting the Marines, but no. It's affected the fuel for the starport and the organic material for the population and infrastructure. That's not so great. Its access is going to be down because of that. Okay, well, either way, it's not our problem. What is our problem is fuel. And we need to get over to Naraka. But I believe... Can we not get the Sphinx? Oh, damn blast. Okay, well, maybe we're going to have to pick up a little bit of fuel here as well then. Is that? No. Oh, it's 2,000 deficit. Okay, well, the other station, the Tritax station, isn't in deficit, so we can at least go and grab some fuel. Oh, really? This is why you shouldn't move through an asteroid belt without slowing down. Silly me. Let's go over to the Tritax station. I have to remind Lady Sheilab that caviar comes from an inland fish found miles from the ocean. Lady Sheilab, caviar comes from an inland fish found miles from the ocean. Sturgeon specifically. Hooray! Making far less money than we used to be. There's a bounty for a pirate base that there's no way that we could take on right now. Right, how much is the fuel here? The fuel is not so bad, but I only need enough to get over to Nicara, which is about 259 fuel. So let's grab 300 just to be safe. Which is more or less all they've got. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to grab... Sure. That should be enough to get us where we're going with a little to spare. Do you have anything amazing? Got expanded magazines, increases the ammo capacity or the number of charges for ballistic and energy weapons by 50%. I don't feel that one's particularly useful. I'm going to be honest. All right. Time for us to make our move. And leave. We're not going to consider our military options. We do need to start really thinking, though, if we're going to have any factions that we're not going to be friends with. Pirates are an obvious. Luddic Path is an obvious. They're going to be safe people for us to attack because no one likes them. But are there going to be others that we're going to attack? Realistically speaking, I would say that probably the independents are the only ones that I would feel confident, and maybe the Persian League or the Sindrian Diktat. Though typically the Persian League and the Sindrian Diktat are in bed together, so yeah, fighting with one, maybe fighting with the other. I do not want to anger Tritachyon because they caused 2 AI wars. I don't really want to be the catalyst that makes them cause another. Or the hegemony. Because shooting their problems is literally a part of their faith at this point. It's like, there's an issue over their guns. It's like, maybe I'll pick someone who isn't quite as capable of gunning me down immediately if there's a problem. But Aavak, the Pathers are a great source of income. Selling them weapons and marines is a short path to absurd wealth. See, you can do that with your transponder off. And you should. Why would you care if their black market is getting all the cash? You know, you don't need to be friends with them to trade with them. In the same way you don't need to be friends with the pirates to trade with them. You just need to have your transponder off most of the time. You can do that with the others as well. It's just that their patrol officers are more likely to stop you and say, hey, turn your transponder on, and you be disinclined to say, no, I'm going to shoot you instead. Whereas with the Luddic Path, if their patrol fleet stop you, and you've got a decent enough fleet, you'll be like, no, I'm absolutely not turning my transponder on. Instead, I'm going to make a new crater in the moon via you. Reminder, always turn your transponder on before trading to avoid taxes. Are you talking in real life? Is this a 9 tip? Is this how 9 got a 3080? Because no one believes that you just won the Nvidia lottery and just happened to be one of the lucky few who got one of those. No, some serious money was changing hands there. Maybe this is how. We've got a fair ways to go. Let's have a look at the Starscaper. We should be able to just go straight through this corridor, though. Who'll be you? Danger. Danger Will Robinson. Corvus has got some pirate activity. That might be an interesting one for us to play with. There may be a... Is there a bounty in there? Have you put down a bounty on pirates in Corvus? No. System bounty? No. You haven't got a bounty. I'm not interested in helping. I've got other things I need to do. Oh, pirate fleet right there. Nice try. We were just on the edge of their interdiction bubble there. We're gonna have to cut through this. Oh, actually, let's go through up here. It's a bit thinner. Whoop. Are we gonna thread the needle? We did thread the needle. Marvelous. Right. Oh, your fleet is running low on fuel. Yes, I know. We had just enough. Just enough to get where we were going. We're now going to drop out of orbit. We were lucky. Let's get away from the star, please. Actually, yeah, Naraka was really calm. No, that was probably about as good as it could have gone. We spent not a single credit more than we needed to. Well, actually, no, that's not entirely true. We probably could have gone here with a little bit less fuel. We would have still been dragged towards this star one way or the other, but this was good. Look, Aavak, nothing untoward happened for me to get my GPU. And if I now owe Lothwir a favor, then it is completely unrelated. No shame. I'd be willing to owe several people a favor in order to get my hands on the 3080. Just popped in to renew my sub and say hello. Hope you have a great stream. Oh, thank you so much, Kaelwen. That's so kind of you. Diolch yn fawr. Oh, really? Did I not have transponder on? Ah, poop. I was paying too much attention to chat. But thank you so much for the 2 months of Prime. Second month. Best month. Diolch yn fawr. Vanya Losman as well. Thank you very much for the raid. And Arctorian, thank you so much for the 200 bits. And Majorian, thank you very much for the host as well. Oh, I can press shift to speed up time, but then problems like this happen a lot more frequently. I do apologize, Space Police. Issue an order to activate the transponder and wait for the cargo scan. Uh-oh. Oh, I've got AI on board. See, I was paying too much attention to chat. I would absolutely have used a story point there, but I do believe we have a smuggler's freighter with us. And I'd forgotten about that until this scan just showed up clean. I do believe one of our ships just saved our bums. We have AI on board. The hegemony would not have been pleased. Dodging bullets left and right. If I catch you running with the transponder off again, you won't get off so easily. Duly noted. Leave. Let's just have a quick gander. Yeah, I think it was the Mach 1 fireman. No. Savinka, salvage gantry. No, militarized subsystems. Who was it? Reinforced bulkheads. Shielded cargo holds. Hi, Kaiser, you diamond. Commonly found on ships that can't always rely on shields to protect their cargo from cosmic radiation. Only a few tweaks are needed to have the shielding confound long-range cargo scans, reducing the probability of contraband being discovered. Really, did the scans not check for AI? I would have assumed they would, but if they don't, well, we dodged the bullet in either case. But yeah. Hello, station. I would like to purchase many fuels. So many. There we go. Honestly, might as well sell it here. In fact, this is now the best place to sell it. Yes, you can have all of this. Oh man, should I not? I could sell some of it on the black market and we'll see how we can do. Okay, medium danger. Okay, we'll sell the rest on the open market. No danger. There we go. We made a bit more. I could have tweaked it a lot more to get things going, especially because I knew I was going to be buying a load of fuel. But that's the way to get around it. If you got your transponder on, but you still want to use the black market to dodge those hefty tariffs, just make sure that you're going to sell or buy a greater volume, a greater value of goods than the value of the trade you're going to make on the black market. No hit kill. Thank you very much for the 4 months, mate. Diolch yn fawr. The AI cores are obviously being stored in large crates of electronic paper. The AI cores are interfacing with the paper, and the paper reads, "Nothing suspicious here, honest." My lord. Electronic paper is going to follow me to my grave at this point, I'm fairly certain. Alright. Let us buy an awful lot of fuel. Tunk. I will purchase. Thank you. And then I will purchase an awful lot more. Thank you as well. Tunk. Now, still the best place for us to pick up people is over at the Umbran Pirates. And it's by a lot. It's well worth me making that trip. I don't recall... Well, you know what? Umbran Pirates are probably shy on a couple of things. Are you shy of this? No. Shy of this? No. Shy of this? Yes. They're always shy of that. Shy of Marines? Kind of. Yes. No, sorry. You got an excess of them, actually. Usually food and organics are a safe bet, but...